Hi guys, my name is Nick and you're watching Mainly Watches. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a return viewer, I'm glad you've come back. This week we are going to be taking a look at a watch from LORIER. LORIER is a micro brand based out of New York in the US. They're a relatively young company. I think they were founded in 2017 or 2018 by a husband and wife team. But they've come up with a line of really nice vintage-inspired watches. And today we're going to be looking at a retro-themed vintage-inspired dive watch, which just oozes old-school charm. And this is it. The watch in question is the LORIER Neptune. This is the version 4. This is a modern interpretation evocative of which I believe to be the Rolex Submariner reference 6204 from the late 1950s. I believe this is what this watch takes its inspiration from. Maybe some of the older Omega Seamasters thrown in there as well. But nevertheless, it is a thoroughly modern interpretation, which holds a lot of the characteristics that has made these watches unobtainium these days. So without further ado, we will turn the camera around and take a dive into this charming watch. Okay guys, let's look at this LORIER Neptune 4 a little bit closer. First off, we'll just run through the specs on this guy. The case width on this watch is 39 millimeters, so it's a nice compact size. The thickness, overall thickness of the watch, including the domed crystal, is 12.7 millimeters. And it's a large double-domed Hesalite acrylic crystal. So the case itself, I believe, is around 10, just over 10 millimeters without the crystal. The length of the case, lug-to-lug, is 46 millimeters, and you have a 20 millimeter lug width. The watch has a water resistance of 200 meters, and weight on this watch, it's quite a lightweight watch. Just the head alone is 55 grams. On the leather strap, as I have it here, it is 70 grams. And on the bracelet, it weighs in at 130 grams. I think we'll start off very quickly, just show you what the packaging looks like when you receive the watch, and then we'll delve a little deeper into the watch now that we've run through the specs. So when you receive the watch, it arrives presented in a very nice leatherette case. The watch was shipped direct from LORIER in New York by FedEx. We've seen these cases before. I believe there are a number of Far East brands that use them, but it's a nice little case. You also get a screwdriver, which is for the bracelet links. They're screwed links. You get a tube of Polywatch, which is very nice. It's a thoughtful thing. This is for polishing the acrylic crystal in case you have any scratches. It's not an expensive product, but nevertheless, it's nice they include it. You get a nice little card with the LORIER chevron logo saying it's a Neptune and a QR code to scan for the owner's manual. You also get a nice little pouch with LORIER chevrons and a polishing cloth. So a very nice presentation when you receive the watch. Back to the watch. For those of you who are keen-eyed viewers, you will notice I am not wearing it on the supplied bracelet from LORIER. I have put this on a lovely Hirsch. It's a Bagnor strap. It's an artisanal leather from France, which really, I think, accentuates the vintage charm of this timepiece. If we look at the watch closely, you will see you have a very nice domed crystal. This is a Hesalite acrylic, so it is prone to scratching, and as such, you can polish it. It's not a sapphire, so it has a different feel to it. There is something with the acrylic that it has a warmth which sapphire does not have, and it's also handling glare very well. But it's part of the old school charm of the watch, having that Hesalite crystal. So, if this is a watch you think you're going to be beating up and abusing, just be forewarned, you will get scratches on that acrylic, but you can buff them out. If we look at the dial closely, you will see you have gilt application. The dial is printed, but they have used BGW9 loom and lovely gilt application. The printing, you've got Laurier automatic, and then very simply it states Neptune and shows the depth rating. The loom is very good on the watch, and interestingly, the bezel itself is loomed, the markers. So they've also got a healthy application of BGW9 loom. The bezel itself is 120 click. A little bit of back play in it. It's not really a bezel I think you'd use for diving. You don't have a minute track on here. It's just every 10 minute marks. But nice action, nice resounding clicks. See if I can get it to line up here. Yeah, that's good. I believe that is a ceramic insert on the bezel, so that will prevent it from getting scratched. It is 120 click, unidirectional, so it only goes one way. You have a screw-in crown here with the Laurier logo. Nice large crown, so very easy for people with big hands like me to set the watch. Keep in mind, though, with a large crown, you do have to be careful not to damage things, because it is very easy to get carried away with that big crown. If we flip the watch over, we take a look at the back. Very sterile case back, although they have done a nice application there with the Laurier chevron logo etched or engraved into the case back. I believe Laurier also offers an engraving service if you want something engraved on there, which is a nice touch. Getting back to the watch. Now, the movement on this is a Miyota 9 series. That's Miyota's premium movement. It's a 90S5. It's a no-date movement. These are a very thin movement, which actually gives micro brands like Laurier a lot of flexibility in how they want to design the watch. I believe the movement's only 3.9 millimeters thick. Anyway, it's a 24 joule movement. It's running at 4 hertz or 28,800 beats per hour. They have a parashock anti-shock system and a 42-hour power reserve. The watch is hand windable. It is, of course, automatic, and it is hacking. There is no date, so again, it's just keeping with that very clean, simple aesthetic. But, it's a good movement. These Miyotas, they're owned by Citizen. Like I said, it is their premium movement, so it's a good choice for this watch, I think. The 9 series do not have as much rotor noise as the 8 series movements from Miyota, so it's a little bit more quiet. But yeah, good movement, good choice for this watch. Very happy to see it, and I love the fact that it's a no date. Now, getting back to the bracelet, you'll notice I'm not wearing this on the bracelet. Here we have the bracelet. I'll show you. It's actually a very nicely made bracelet. Screw-in links. They're all solid. It's fully brushed stainless steel, solid end links. The end links fit the watch very nicely. Now, keen-eyed viewers will notice this is not the original clasp. I have changed the clasp. This is the original clasp from Laurier. You can see it's got the Laurier chevrons on it. Nice clasp. It's fully milled. Fairly well made. The big issue I had was just the limited micro adjustment. You can see there are only three micro adjusts. And there are no half links on this bracelet. Now, the links are rather small, so it is not difficult to size it up, but I was not getting a comfortable fit. In my explorations, I noticed that the bracelet looked very similar to a bracelet I had on a watch made by Proxima. In fact, it's the same bracelet. So I took that Proxima clasp and I put it here on the Laurier. The Proxima clasp has the push button micro adjust. So it gives you a good 10 millimeters of micro adjust range. It's a push button style. So that was my little upgrade to it. For those of you who are interested in that hack, you can purchase these clasps from Proxima. It is, of course, a little longer than the clasp that Laurier put on the watch, but it does give you that micro adjust capability. And interestingly, if you look at the underside, there's not much difference in length. This bracelet, it's okay. I mean, I do wear it in the summer on the bracelet, but, for this watch, I think keeping that vintage vibe, you've got to have this on a traditional leather strap. You can also pair this watch. I mean, this watch is a strap monster. You can put this on a very nice rubber tropic strap as well, if you want to change up the look. This particular strap is actually a vintage tropic strap from the 60s that I found. So it's not a new modern version. It's an old school tropic. And the watch looks stunning on there as well. Like I said, it's a total strap monster. The lugs on this watch have a good length to them, so you can really put on some different straps here. For me, I think the leather just sets it off, a high quality leather strap like this. So, you have lots of options here how you want to wear the watch. So again, if we look at the design of the watch, you will see the case has a very, very nice turn down on the lugs. Beautiful case design. You've got a coin edge on the bezel, which is very nicely executed. The finishing is very well done. There are no sharp edges. The lug bottoms are smooth. You have drilled lugs for easy strap changes, and you can see that dome. So very well executed case, I have to say. Nice combination of brushing and polishing on the case, which really sets the tone and gives this watch a lovely vintage look. It is a very comfortable watch on the wrist, I think in part due to its light weight. But yeah, and speaking of what's on the wrist, I have today, I'll show you here my vintage style Doxa Deco. Many people don't know that Doxa didn't only make dive watches. Now this is a Deco re-edition, came out in 2005. This is a chronometer grade Kosk ETA 2824 movement. I love the vintage aesthetic of watches, and I think what Laurier has done here is absolutely fabulous. The bracelet is okay. I mean, it is a standard bracelet that you will find on some other Far East brand watches. Like I said, it's exactly the same bracelet I had on my Proxima. So it looks nice. It's a nice flat link design. It's certainly comfortable enough, well finished. But for me, this doesn't really set the vintage aesthetic of the watch. It does give it a more contemporary look on the bracelet, but if you want to keep that vintage look on this, on the leather strap is the way to go. So my overall thoughts, thoughts on this, I absolutely adore this watch. This is a watch I bonded with almost right away. I just love wearing it. It's comfortable. It's a watch that makes me smile every time I wear it. It just has a certain charm to it. It's not a homage to anything in particular. It's just very evocative of the 1950s divers, which it takes its inspiration from. And I think Laurier has done a tremendous job in recreating that feel, but in a modern watch with modern movement, some modern materials, but still keeping some of that charm, the warmth of that Hesalite acrylic. And I think they've done an absolutely lovely job. Now, keep in mind, this is version 4 of the Neptune, so they've already had 3 itinerations, and that tells you that Laurier is working to constantly evolve their product and refine it. And I think that's a good consideration. Interestingly enough, for a micro brand, and a lot of micro brands don't tend to hold their value well. Laurier's seem to be doing the opposite. If you look on the secondary market, you will see Laurier's are fetching pretty decent prices. So I would say the depreciation risk on these, if you look after the watch, is probably quite low. Pricing on these comes in at just under $500 US. I think it offers a very nice value for what you're getting. It would be nice if Laurier offered some nice higher-end strap options, maybe something like Weyer has been doing, which is another US micro brand. But, you know, with that 20 millimeter lug width, of course, you can go out and find all kinds of different straps. And, you know, as I said, this is really a strap monster. You can, I mean, so many different straps look great on it. It's just such a beautiful profile, and what a comfortable watch. So hats off to Laurier. I think they've done a fantastic job on this watch. I love it. It's a definite keeper for me. It's just a beautiful piece. So that is all for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed my review on this Laurier Neptune IV. If you're on the fence about getting one of these, I would say go for it. It's a lovely watch, and you will not be disappointed. So, till next time, thank you for joining me and watching my channel. I hope you like and subscribe, and I promise I will try to keep some fresh content coming every week. So thank you, and we'll see you again. Bye-bye.